told you Danhausen was in the crate. I told you.
So
I told everybody as well.
I thought that was the biggest waste of time
And that's why you're not a wrestling fan.
I have ever watched in my life.
Oh, that was so
The
funny.
crowd had no idea who it was at first.
Yeah, because you guys are a bunch of marks. You guys
Again,
literally...
it goes back to my point. Chicago is, I would argue, the best wrestling crowd. I think it's Chicago, Philly, New York City are the three best wrestling markets. So AEW goes to Chicago. They used to go practically once a month. Correct me if I'm wrong. They're not going there as often as they used to. It felt like they were running 2-3 shows a month in Chicago at certain points in time. So that
All Out was like always in Chicago for years.
Correct. Mm-hmm. So that city knows their wrestling. The fact that they booed Danhausen because they didn't know who it was at first. And then when they realized who it was, you heard a word of a pop from some people that knew. But Giannis Antetokounmpo was in the crowd of the Elimination Chamber. Do you really think he knows what AEW is? Because I highly doubt it. Like,
I know.
I
think guys like Tyrese and
Yachty, they may have heard of AEW. They have no idea what it is, nor do they watch it. I guarantee you that.
Okay, but Giannis is a basketball player.
But that's exactly my point. When you
it's
talk
not though,
about
because I guarantee Lil Yachty knows what AEW is.
But that's exactly my point.
I'm not getting into this whole argument.
When casual fans talk about wrestling, they don't talk about AEW. And you can't have a guy that 75% of that audience didn't know who it was come out of the box. If you wanted to have him come out at WrestleMania or come out on Raw or somewhere else, fine. You can't have him come out at Elimination Chamber. It was the wrong spot to debut him.
At WrestleMania, Brandon, you're going to have Danhausen open that crate?
I mean, it would have been... I'm saying he shouldn't have come out of a crate at all. I'm saying if he, comes out underneath the ring or something, it'd be better than teasing this crate.
But if you know Danhausen, the crate makes so much sense.
But again, 80% of the people don't know.
I don't care. You guys are all marks with Triple H's dick halfway down your throat.
Jalen.
Okay.
Jalen, as much as you and I were going at it during the first part of the show.
So the last hour and a half has been a double team against yours truly.
Jalen, we may disagree on certain things, but you and I are in total agreement on this.
But Brandon, listen to me. This is no attack on you. This isn't me calling you a mark, because I know you're not a mark. I know you just like that PvPG bullshit. I get it.
Hey,
and by the way,
I like my Extreme Wrestling. I don't like knowing every time Jon Moxley is going to come out, he's going to immediately start internal bleeding.
Oh, I love that.
By the way, thank you, Jalen. I don't know how I forgot. At Revolution, we're also getting no time limit Konosuke Takeshita versus Jon Moxley.
Wow, dang.
He's not using that entrance.
He needs to.
He's still using the Death Riders music. But I want to start with the men's Elimination Chamber because the GOAT was victorious. GOAT.
Wait, hold on. John Cena wasn't in that match.
Yeah, right. Wait, hold it.
You're right, because John Cena isn't the GOAT. The GOAT is Randall Keith Orton.
So I paid a lot of money to go see the GOAT's last match for no reason. Then that's what you're telling me.
Yes, because he's not the GOAT. The GOAT is Randall Keith Orton.
See, this is where I'm going to jump back on Brandon's side here. You're just wrong. You are flat out wrong. And there's nothing I could say to change your mind, Josh. I understand that.
Nope.
But you need to understand that this man, I called Brandon Lewis as a 20-year-old man.
I'll never forget this night, by the way.
I don't call Brandon. I haven't called Brandon probably since 8th grade of middle school.
He hasn't called me like 10 years.
And I called him when Cena won the belt, and I sobbed like a baby. I sobbed like a small child. And he said, buddy, what's up? I said, my childhood hero did it. He did it.
See, John Cena is your childhood hero. That's how I feel about Randy Orton.
Well, there goes our
Again,
morals because he punched
Edge
women
is
and
my
John
favorite
Cena
wrestler of all
didn't.
time. Jalen's favorite wrestler of all time is CM Punk. It doesn't mean they're the GOAT.
Right.
Trust me, I understand, Jalen. I understand why everybody says John Cena is the GOAT. I'm not saying you or anybody else is wrong. That's not what I'm here to say. John Cena is in the GOAT conversation. He is. I just have Randy Orton ahead of him. That's my personal preference. I just think at times John Cena can be a bit of a one-trick pony, whereas Randy.
I'm about to walk off this show. I swear.
Well, wait. Randy does the same 5 moves as Cena.
Randy has had the Legend Killer. He had an
Cena's been the doctor of economics.
Yeah, I was gonna say Cena has one of the most iconic gimmicks in wrestling history.
Again, I'm not trying to say anything negative about John
but
Cena.
you are.
No,
You're saying
Josh, you're ruining our argument.
I just think everything John Cena did, Randy Orton did it better.
All right, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna let you talk about Elimination Chamber.
Can I walk off the air? Can I?
Go ahead, Josh. You got a comment about the men's chamber? Go on.
Yes. I love that Randy won, and all reports seem to indicate Corporate Cody. There we go. Is going to defeat Drew McIntyre on Friday Night SmackDown, regain the title, and we will finally get the feud we have been waiting for over 2 years, and it will culminate at WrestleMania when
Whoa. Only 2 years? I've been waiting this for a decade, since WrestleMania 27 when they did the handicap match with Legacy.
Did you guys forget we already got this match at Night of Champions? It was the King of the Ring finals?
No, because no one watches that garbage. Anyway.
Yeah, nobody cares. It's a Saudi Arabia show.
Yeah. Worst. We talked about this.
You guys watched the Royal Rumble. WrestleMania is happening next year in Saudi Arabia. So
I did not watch the Royal Rumble.
I only watched the Royal Rumble because I was over at a friend's house.
And I'm not going. And if they are in Saudi, no disrespect to Saudi, I just don't like the Saudi shows. So I will not be watching WrestleMania. It's not happening.
I will say the Saudi shows are different than what they were under the Vince McMahon era.
There you go.
But
it's all gimmicky. It's so gimmicky. Go there and have a normal show, and I'd have no problem. But
that's my point. They are doing a normal show now,
but they're not. They're not.
What was not normal about this year's Royal Rumble?
Well, I didn't watch it, so I wouldn't know. But
again, I got you again. Let's see.
No. When AEW goes to Wembley,
Which again, you didn't watch, so you don't know because you didn't watch.
I watched garbage.
I did watch the Royal Rumble, and first of all, the way the lighting was in that stadium was terrible. It made it look like
the same way as the Intuit Dome is in LA, though. It's not a Saudi thing.
Can we also just say, like, when AEW goes to Wembley, there's nothing that changes. There's no best in the world tournament. There's no.
Yeah, no.
That was all under the Vince McMahon era, though.
There's no. Oh, we're gonna have Goldberg beat the Fiend.
Again, all under the Vince McMahon era. The only thing they have changed for Saudi, which I don't like it, is the Crown Jewel tournament. But they didn't even do that in Saudi this year. They did it in Perth, and they still did the Crown Jewel.
Yeah. And it seems like Logan Paul has to have a match when they go over to Saudi Arabia, which.
Oh yeah, so he can make up for Japan.
Yeah. But I didn't actually watch Elimination Chamber. I had no intention of watching Elimination Chamber anyway. I was working the Cleveland Monsters game. We'll get into the Monsters a little later. But I'm glad I didn't, because from everything I heard, it wasn't that great of a show anyway.
I disagree. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
But
well, of course you did. You're a mark.
You just said I'm not a mark. Now you're calling me a mark.
You are a mark. You're a WWE mark.
The right
Listen.
person won both the women's elimination chamber and the men's elimination chamber. I hated that. Oh, the cage door is open. Here comes Drew McIntyre. Like, we don't need all these stupid shenanigans. And
It's called professional wrestling, not professional TV show.
and
It's
you know,
actually called World Wrestling Entertainment.
All right,
Yeah.
all right, Vincer
there's
man.
an
All
E
right,
in
all
there.
right.
and by
Again,
the way,
you're calling me a mark, so I'll just live up to my name.
by the way, the Logan Paul stuff was awful. Clearly, the Logan Paul stuff was meant for Braun Breaker, and then it was meant for Bronson Reed. But the way they did it, because I did go back and watch that match, even though I didn't watch it the night of, the way they did it was not good.
The bump that Logan Paul took from Javon Evans. Shout out to Javon Evans, by the way. Great wrestler.
The kid's gonna be a massive star, I'll tell you that.
I
Yeah.
hate that. I hated the way they treated both Javon and Trick Williams. But Trick Williams is my bigger gripe. He's one of your rising stars.
He's not rising. He's there.
Whoa,
Okay,
trick.
okay, fair.
Whoa,
He's one of your newest and seems to be biggest stars, and you treat him like that inside of the chamber.
How do they treat him? Explain.
I didn't think he really got a lot of offense in, and he got eliminated pretty quickly. And I was like,
well,
what?
He was eliminated after Javon. He was eliminated after LA Knight. So he was down to the final four, and he got beat by the Crossroads, which is being promoted as basically the finisher where nobody kicks out of. So I actually think Trick was pretty damn strong. You don't have to get all this offense in and do the crowd reaction is what matters. And I think you guys always care about, let's have a 5-star death match. No, let's have a story. Let's tell a story.
Fuck your story.
No,
we're telling.
Brandon, here's where I agree with you. Because as much as I love AEW, I also like the story aspect, which I think AEW has been really strong at. But in this case, I would have liked it if, I know I was griping about all the shenanigans with the door being open, but it does seem like they're going in the direction of Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams at WrestleMania, which I really like that feud. I really like that match. Because I think it is going to lead to Sami's heel turn, depending on how they tell the story. But I would have liked something from Sami. Not necessarily him coming into the chamber and, giving a haluba kick to Trick. But, saying something or being on the outside of the cage. You know what I mean?
But it makes no sense unless he's going to cost Trick Williams the match.
Which I'm tying into that. I would have liked that.
Unless he tries to climb the cage or something like they did with the Masked Man. How are you going to get Sami involved?
Like I said, he could have just been on the outside of the cage causing a distraction.
But even if you're going to turn heel, that makes no sense for his character because his character at this point doesn't do that.
It's a little bit of something different.
Okay, but you can't just do something different just for the sake of doing something different.
No,
yeah, but you can though.
You didn't let me.
No, you
Brandon,
can't.
Brandon, you didn't let me finish. You did not let me finish. If you do something different with Sami's character, the fans are going to start questioning and be like, "Wait a minute."
They're already starting to question him, though.
Just like what you just said, that's not his character. So if he doesn't do something that fits his character, it's going to make fans raise an eyebrow and be like, wait a minute, what's going on here? It wouldn't fit Sami's character, and that's why I believe it would work for
But that's when you do the heel turn out of nowhere because no one expects it. Then he can start doing the things that his character wouldn't do. Because, bam, that's the turn. When he kicks Trick Williams in the teeth. or something, when Trick's getting over, that's when you turn him heel. You don't do it at the Chamber. Unless he was in the Chamber match itself. That would be a different story.
And then there's the Becky, or let me start with CM Punk, or wait, I'm sorry, CM Pinky. There we go. And Finn Balor. I'm surprised there was no Judgment Day involvement at all.
That is part of the story. Finn asked them, don't accompany me to ringside. I'm going to get the job done. They listened. He didn't get the job done. Now that can lead you to the face turn.
I'm agreeing with you about the face turn, but I thought Dom Mysterio would just become a bigger asshole and say, screw your instructions or your requests, and he goes out there anyway. Like,
you could have done that, but this particular story was about Punk and Balor. It was not about Punk and the Judgment Day.
No, I agree with you. I'm again, you and I are in agreement on this. I just see it a little bit differently. Which is not necessarily a bad thing. I'm not saying you're 100%
I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Rant.
I feel like we're saying the same thing, but in a different way.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting here. It's you guys are just contradicting each other.
My new philosophy is I don't question outside of the Danhausen stuff, which I don't understand, but I get it. Some people like it. I have been way more patient. And again, you guys know my wrestling habits. I mostly only watch Raw and SmackDown. I have been way more patient in just letting everything play out until I judge something.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. Sorry, Josh. Here's my thing, Brandon, is me and you have just talked about going to a TNA show, correct?
Oh, TNA Rebellion.
Coming to Cleveland, yep.
I'm also looking into going to that show.
I think I'm gonna go too.
Never seen TNA, never been to a TNA show in my life.
I used to watch TNA back in the day, but I've glanced at it here and there, but I haven't been a full-time watcher in a while.
But let me ask you this. You're going to watch TNA because it falls under the WWE brand now. I'm going to watch the Hardy Boys. I'm being honest. That's fair. But yeah, I'll be there too, actually. So I guess all three of the boys.
It doesn't hurt the fact that a lot of former WWE superstars are in TNA. Your Nick Nemeth, your Hardys, Rich Swann.
Here's another thing is like back in the day they had all ex-WWE guys,
which is what got me into TNA. Jeff Hardy, Kurt Angle, Sting, Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, and then you knew a lot of the TNA guys: Bobby Roode, James Storm.
How did you know Bobby Roode?
That's glorious. I will defend Victorious.
Because they had a character, and I understood.
You got to expand your wrestling knowledge. You can't just watch one product. I don't just watch one product. I will sit there and watch WWE. You know this.
I know knowledge about a lot of AEW guys. Not everybody, but I know about MJF. I know about Hangman.
MJF is a better wrestler than anybody that's on that roster
came in at the start of it, because I did watch AEW for a bit. I know about, the Young Bucks. But
let me explain.
Go on.
MJF is the best wrestler on the planet, and no one can tell me otherwise.
Dude, I keep going back to that Iron Man match between him and Bryan Danielson. Oh my God, it was amazing.
I think he could be the best promo. I don't think he's the best wrestler on the planet.
Oh, he is. He's better than anybody WWE has. Anybody. He'd outwork Seth Rollins. He could outwork Roman Reigns. He could definitely outwork my GOAT, CM Punk.
Are we just
Final-
talking in ring work, or are we talking promo and the
And promo. Promo doesn't help your case, Brendan.
Oh,
Jalen,
promo helps.
Jalen,
Promo
if
doesn't
we ever
hurt my
got an
case.
Jalen, if we ever got a Seth Rollins MJF feud and then match, oh my God, hook it to my veins right here, right
Well, I'll
now.
tell you
I
right
need
now,
to see
it would
that.
happen in the Evil Empire because it's not happening in Tony's promotion. I will guarantee you that. There is no way Seth Rollins will ever leave WWE.
I'm not
I'll
saying
tell you
Seth
that.
Rollins should leave WWE. I didn't say that. I just said I want to see the match. That's all.
Okay, but again, if you want to see it, MJF's going to have to jump. That's what
He's
I'm
not
telling
gonna
you.
jump. He'll never jump.
Why-
He won't.
I wish there was a way we could do. You know, Jalen. You know how like AEW does Forbidden Door with New Japan every year.
Oh, that'd be so sick if we could do that with the WWE guys.
Yes.
But there's no benefit for WWE. Absolutely none.
But there's benefit to go to Saudi Arabia 40 times a year.
Oh, you know what it's all about, guys. I'm not denying it.
That's fair, but like,
Wait a minute. Since you're bringing that up, do you realize how much money a WWE AEW Forbidden Door show would make?
Wouldn't even be close.
it would make it would make over $1 billion.
No,
Easily.
it wouldn't even be close, guys.
All
It
right,
would not
I'm walking
even be
out of the
close.
show. I'm not.
They-
No.
They could not. I'm telling you right now, they
Nope.
could not sell out a stadium.
Nope.
They could probably do an arena, $20 an arena.
A combined WWE AEW show.
It
couldn't
would
do it.
not make as much money as Cena's last match. I'm telling you that right now.
Yes, it would.
It would
would
make
not.
more.
Guys, you guys are overestimating the amount of people that actually watch AEW.
Okay.
The audience of AEW and WWE, the audience is so big in differential numbers, it's ridiculous. How many small people actually watch AEW on a regular basis compared to how many people watch WWE on a regular basis? It would benefit AEW greatly, by the way, because all the casuals would watch AEW.
My God. We could
No,
get
the
like
ignorance. It's
MJF
just
versus Seth Rollins.
It's ignorance,
God.
Brandon. That's straight
You
ignorance.
say it's ignorance on WWE's part, and that's fine. I'll listen to the
No,
argument.
it's ignorance on your part.
It's not, guys.
It is.
Yes,
it
it
is.
is. Yes, it is.
The average person that watches AEW at best is about between 500 and 600,000 people a week. The average people that watch NXT,
Yeah, because they're all children. They are all children. You watch the child. You watch literally superhero. Take your vitamins, say your prayers. Bullshit.
then why is NXT, which is WWE's developmental brand, still beating AEW in linear television ratings?
Because NXT is different than WWE, no matter if they fall in the same brand or not.
Okay, but it is still under the WWE umbrella, and they're still beating AEW because most people don't even know what AEW is unless you are a hardcore professional wrestling fan. That is my point. That is what AEW appeals to, and nobody. I don't think you guys can even deny that.
Oh, I can. I just did. I
AEW
won't.
appeals to a certain audience. It's the same audience that appealed to ECW in 2001, which is why ECW folded because they couldn't even get
That's
a
not
television.
why ECW folded.
Yeah, it was because they couldn't get a television.
No, because there's marks like you that just suck the cock of Vince McMahon in the WWE.
Oh my God.
You guys
Jalen,
don't appreciate real wrestling, and you never will.
Jalen, you and I might disagree on a lot of stuff, but I'm sitting back and listening and admiring what you're saying right now, Jalen.
This is maybe the most epic show we've ever done.
Yes. But I will
Well,
say
I deny
this,
that.
Brandon, I will say this. As much as I hate corporate Cody, because I do, I am very much invested in what him and Randy Orton are going to do leading up
Wait,
to WrestleMania.
didn't you text me on Saturday night that Cody should be nowhere near the title picture?
Well, now knowing that Drew has to go off and probably do some filming, it makes sense why they're going to have him drop the title, and the fact that we're going to actually get a feud between Corporate Cody and Mr. RKO.
See, my thing is, and I told you this, Josh, I told Seabots this when we had Seabots on, I think the last time he was on the show. My concern is no one's going to boo Randy Orton. So are you going to turn Cody heel? Because heel Randy Orton, I'm telling you, in this day and age, will not work.
Man, Randy Orton as the bad guy is so good.
But again, he's so good, people will cheer him. It's like CM Punk. It's why Punk won't work as a heel. Maybe he'll work as a tweener. It won't work as a full-on heel. You need to boo me.
Yeah, but there is no heels and faces in wrestling anymore. I pop for MJF like he's the biggest babyface on the planet.
Yeah.
Gunther is a heel. He's 100% a heel. He's the last real heel we have left. It used to be Dom, and now Dom's turning into a babyface. Though they're going to try to keep him heel. I would argue he needs to turn babyface. MJF was a heel when he first started in AEW, and then he got so popular, people started cheering him. Because, again, I made a TikTok on this the other day. Wrestling fans, and I'm included in this, we're all the biggest hypocrites on the planet. We cheer for something, or we want to boo somebody so badly, and oh my God, we all wanted Cody to finish his story. And then 2 seconds later, Cody finishes his story. We all say F Cody Rhodes.
Yep.
Because that's how wrestling fans are.
Hey, I will admit I have fallen straight into that particular category of I wanted Cody to finish the story, and now I absolutely hate him.
I agree. I honestly believe
is
that.
Not the truth? That's my point. There can't be any face or heels because a guy gets a big face push or a big heel push, and then they win the title or they finish their story or rivalry or whatever. Then 3 months later, you have to turn them the other way because the crowd's turned on them.
By the way, I told Brandon this. My all-time favorite AJ Styles feud. You'll have to forgive me. I did not see AJ in his early days with TNA and ROH and New Japan. So I'm basing this solely, off of what I've seen of him. My all-time favorite AJ Styles feud, WrestleMania 35 against Randy Orton, where it started off as just like, and a little fun thing of comparing resumes, but then it got deeply personal. And Randy's talking about how AJ came from the Indies and he brings up this symbol and he goes, you guys never ripped anybody off. And,
a knockoff diamond cutter.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
and that's what Randy Orton is. He's a knockoff diamond cutter.
All right.